Hi, Internet. It is I, back in my corner with a new outfit, clearly a new recording day. It is day 62 of 365, day 14 of my media fast. And folks, I have failed my marshmallow test. I have failed my media fast. I couldn't do it. I watched Netflix. I watched stuff. And oh man, it's like once you get in that hole, you can't get out of that hole. But I should. I should be able to get out of that hole. But in my confession, I also have another one. I took a break, a couple of days longer than I needed to, in the essence of did 10 seconds on 2 more days. But of the 2 more days that I didn't need to, it was really weird because first I was like, 62 days in, the anxiety went from like, oh, I can do this, and then it became a compulsion where this was superseding other things I needed to do. And then I took a break and saying, I could be recording. Because there was a joy to this. There's a joy to doing this because this was my little secret. This was my brain dump. This was my virtual journal. I am journaling like properly, or I'm attempting to, and I'm trying to write down more stuff and the creative juices. There needs to be a better word for that. There isn't, so we're gonna go with it. Like the creative juices were flowing. Seriously, there needs to be a better word for that. It's like moist. A word is a word, and yet it's kind of. Mm. Um, and so I enjoyed this. I enjoyed doing this. There was a little bit of compulsion. There's a little bit of anxiety. And there's a little bit of like, why am I telling the internet my deepest, darkest, censored kind of secrets, but I'm not able to tell people around me? Luckily, no. I don't know. I don't know the answer to that. I'm praying about it. Trust people, trust God more. Um, Today I broke something else. I didn't go to TMP, our church Tuesday night prayer, when I said I would go every day. No real reason, just sort of the media hole I fell into. And then I was like, crap. And so it's not that I'm not praying, but I think I needed a break from people, from responsibility, from accountability, from facing people. I had a people heavy weekend, and I am that introvert that I could do well in social situations. Sometimes I just need a that's not an uncharged sound, or just disengage. Because, and I think it's because there's a sense of like, after a while, being around people too much, it starts to become a little performative to me. And this is not a good thing, but I'm just recognizing it. The odd comforting thing about being around people and being seen was that, and I told people this, and I was like, this is a really dark thought, but I guess it's a thing that I think about. But for the longest time, when I would tell people I don't have friends or whatever, there was this sense of like, it's like an armor, protect yourself, of like, if I declare I don't have friends, then I'm not, it's not a bad reflection on myself when I die, because we are going to die. And the only people who show up are my family. Even that's not guaranteed, but with my family, we are going to show up for each other's funerals. And so I think that was a little bit of this armor of like, oh, I don't have friends. No one's going to care. It's fine. And then, like, I had this thought this weekend where it hit me that people might care if something happened to me. When you're single long enough, and on top of that, single and an introvert, and you just, it's a fear, like a very real fear that, someone's gonna find your body 3 days too late after you slipped in the shower in the most embarrassing position. And then but no one's gonna notice right away. And a lot of those stories are played in media for laughs or like super tragedies, but like a hoarder who died out of like after a newspaper stack or something fell on them and no one found them. It's played for tragic comedy. And there was a part of me that's like, yeah, no, that's gonna be me. And the only people who are really gonna care are my own family. And then there was that like downward spiral of sadness because I just didn't like the idea of my family being sad for me. Although it's like a bittersweet because we know we're going to heaven. But even then, it's like no one's ever ready for that. No one's ever ready for that. We know it's coming, but no one's ready for it. Um, Again, I didn't fear that. Like, I didn't fear the dying part. I didn't fear the even being found 3 days later part. I just accepted it. Like, and again, it was that armor. But then this weekend, I was, again, very people heavy weekend. Not a bad thing. It hit me like, oh, my funeral, if I were to have a funeral, people will show up, not just my family. And it was a very dark thought because I'm like, I'm surrounded by life, and the only thing I could think about was death. No, that was the only thing, but it just hit me. And then in that moment of when you think about it, you're like, oh, so how are you gonna live your life? So far, a C. I give myself a C. C plus. Now I'll go B because I'm not doing a first-rate job. I'm not totally sucking, but I'm making a lot of silly mistakes. Like not going to my church of prayer meeting. It was just, I could have gone. I could have pushed past the, I need a break. But I didn't. And, twinge of regret, twinge of repentance. It is happening. Anyway, so then I was like, oh yeah. The other thing I have to confront is no one is really watching this except future me. Or someone whose algorithm is like, hey, random Asian lady talks about her day. You interested? Um, uh, Welcome. We're all a random Asian lady somewhere. And I actually mean that somewhere, wherever you are in the world, there's a little random Asian lady. And obviously I'm Asian, so I'm biased, but it's a very specific genre of a person. Men don't do this. The random Asian man doesn't do this, but the random Asian lady just comes up to you, just is like, you're doing a good job, or and then just walks away, or you should eat something, and then just walks away. Obviously, other cultures have their own version of that, but for me, it's just the random Asian lady. So, from one to you, you're doing a good job, okay? You just need to remember that. Don't come to the internet for that. Go to your people, go to your books, go to your thoughts. Ooh, not your thoughts, because then you're back to. But yeah, I don't know why you would come to the internet to find that, but if you did, you're doing okay. You're doing great. Doing fantastic. You are fabulous. No, that sounded disingenuous, but it's true. I think we need to remind ourselves of that more and more. You can either have the piss poor perspective, but I think that's 99% of us. We are hard on ourselves for absolutely no reason. Or we can say, hey, looking good. You survived. You made it. You got some mud on your boots, but you made it. And you walked back home. You're good. And even this. I'm just owning up to the fact that my decisions were not Super responsible, a little selfish, self-involved. I can wallow or I can move on. And tomorrow will be a better day. Um the other thing, oh, but I don't have a title for the day. I don't have a don't call it a comeback. No, that's trademarked. Is it? Is that what the word is? Um it does sort of feel like a comeback. It's a mini comeback. But I think what I did appreciate about pre-recording is sometimes maybe I do need to take a step back. It is a reflection on my year. It's a reflection on 2026 for me. But sometimes I just don't need to recount every single day. An opportunity arose today, a potential opportunity. Well, actually, no, several potential opportunities have been popping up on my emails. And there's something about it where it's like the hunger is there. But then, in addition to the hunger, these are things that are going to be very exposing where I have to. And I think with any reality show or with any like thing online, there's an aspect of performative. You are performing. I mean, you are obviously playing yourself, but you're playing yourself, I guess, the best version or the version you want to show people. And then, but there's always a line of when does that performance become disingenuous? Because I think you could still be performative. You could still, like, show up and show out and still be true to who you are. But then there's a fine line, and then you're like, oh no, who are you? Mm, ugh, ugh. Um, the one thing I do enjoy about my friends and friendships is that we all suffer from the same. We're all grown ups where we like hanging out, but all of us, I don't want to say it's lazy, but it's hard to make friendships intentional. Doesn't matter. I have friends who are single, I have friends who are married with kids, but it's just hard to do in this world. There's not enough time, not enough energy. Oi, I'm behind on my miles too. I gotta get back to it. There's a lot of things I gotta get back to. But I think that's what I'm gonna call it. Take two. Day 62 of 365, day 14 of Media Fast. And this is just take two. Don't look back on the crap from take one, because I've literally done multiple recordings where I've done like, oh, and then I do a take two, and I erase it, so I don't even know what was part one. And some of the stuff from like take one, I say it again and I incorporate it, but I put hat on a hat, and so it's not cringy. It's still performative, but it's not cringy. At least I say it's not cringy. But this is just that little bottled concept of what I was doing for this corner of my internet. Hello, internet. Um, but in life, in actuality, this is my take two. This is me saying first 62 days of the year, there was a trajectory, little bumps, the little graph where it's going steady on, and then there was a ooh, but now it's gonna go back up to, and hopefully that of the graph is trending upward. I think it is. I hope it is. But that's the proof. That's why I'm doing this, because I don't know what it is. And one day, oh, actually, maybe everything I'm doing is a little cringy. Hopefully someone will say endearing, but I'm already thinking of future me. See, this is notes to future me. It is cringy. Let it go. You said you do this watch with an open mind. And a note to my younger self saying, good job. You're doing something that you're confronting about your past self. You never recorded because you were too ashamed to record the bad memories, so you missed out on remembering good stuff. B, this was an idea. Was it good? Was it bad? TBD. But it was an idea and you're executing it. Proud of you. Okay, now I'm balanced. Okay, good night.